Hi everyone, I'm Frank from the City of Games, and today I'm going to be playing Noria, a game that I recently picked up at Essen, and I'm going to be doing a 2-player playthrough. The difference between 2, 3 and 4 player in this game is very slight. Basically some of the piles have a few less tokens, you do an extra round, but really the gameplay doesn't change that much. The rules are basically the same. So as you can see, the table is laid out, and I've got the blue player over here and the red player over here, and as you can see, we've got resources, we've got our ships and our factories, we've got advanced resources, we've got our will, we've got the board. There's lots of things, but we're just going to learn the game as we play. So when does the game end? At the start of each round, we take one of these tokens, and when the last one is removed, that's the last round. How do we score points? As we play through the game, we're going to get our representatives and we're going to move them up these tracks. And as we move them up the tracks, we're going to have politicians that are these cubes that move down. And at the end of the game, they'll be in a various layout like such, and we count our points. So each row has a number next to it. This row has a 3, this row has a 4, and it goes up to 9, and then these numbers are visible. So for instance, this representative here is in row 3, the 4 is visible, so this is 12 points. This one is in row 4, the 2 is visible, so this is 8 points. So at the end of the game, this would be worth 20 points. Now, as we play through the game, we'll show you how these get manipulated. So let's just get started. First things we do is each player gets to choose a resource. We're doing the basic version of the game, none of the advanced rules. So the blue player is going to choose a resource first, and blue is going to be focusing on doing advanced resources. And blue knows that as these wheels go clockwise, the green token is going to disappear soon. So blue wants to get some green resource to make sure that when that disappears, that the blue player still has the ability to have some green resource. The red player, on the other hand, is going to go for basic resources, and we really want to focus on getting lots of basic stuff. So as the green is going to be here for the longest period of time, I'm also going to take green with the red player. The next thing we do at the start of the game is each player gets to put one representative on one of the tracks. As we're going to go for advanced resources with blue, it makes sense to start on one of the advanced tracks, which is this side. As we're going to go with basic resources for red, it makes sense to start on one of the basic sides over here. So that's it, everything's set up. It's the first turn. We're going to take off one of these discs. Each of these has a 10 times multiplier on the other side. It's just used for keeping track. If I have 10 of these, I can put that on there and say I've got a 10 of them. They're just kind of a multi-purpose token. So blue's turn, and I can do 3 actions, but you can only do actions that are in a line in the bottom half of your wheel. So you basically will be doing the one in the middle, and then one of these 2, and then one of these 3. But you need to be able to draw a line. So how does that work? The easiest way to visualize it is to say when you do this action, you go down, and then it's either the one to the left or the one to the right. When you choose one, you then go down again, and it's either the left or the right. So if I was to choose this one, I could then do this one or this one. Now you can activate them in any order. So the picking and the choosing and the activation are all kind of slightly different, but it does work out. I can spend cogs at the start of my turn, which is knowledge, to rotate either the middle or the outer wheel. And this is what I want to do because I want to get this cloud, the journey token, over to the activation area. And I can't do it this turn. But if I spend 1 cog, then I can move this round here. And then next turn, this is going to be coming to a usable place. And now I have 2 next to each other, so there's nothing in the middle, but I can activate my pink and green. Now pink, green and black are all just resource generators, and they generate a number of resource of the same type equal to the number of ships. So I'm activating the pink one, I've got 1 pink ship, so I get 1 pink resource. I'm activating the green, I've got 1 green ship, so I'm going to get 1 resource. It's the end of my turn. I can now spend knowledge to manipulate these cues. How much knowledge is equal to the amount of visible cogs on the screen. At the moment there's 1 cog, which means for 1 cog I can move a cube. But I don't have any, so I can't do that. I end my turn, and ending my turn means I move each wheel around 1 space clockwise. So that's the end of the turn. We've done all of our upkeep, and we're over to red. Red's in a similar position where red can spend a cog to rotate the wheel, and I think that I want to start getting this kind of upgrade token like to me quicker so I can use it more, the tool. You can't rotate the middle ring, so ideally you could, but obviously you can't. So I'm going to spin this outer wheel, which means I'm going to bring this round here 1 space. That's going to cost me 1 cog, and now I'm going to activate black and green. Again, I've got 1 of each, so I'm just going to get 1 of each resource. That's the end of the first round. I've got no cogs. I'm going to rotate everything one space to finish my turn, and that's me done. I always want to try and like focus as I rotate these, because as I talk I know I'm going to mess them up at one point. So I'm going to keep focusing when I do it. That's the end of the first round. Starting the blue player, we take another one of these off and we're already in the second round. As you can see here, the 2, 3 and 4 player starting points are slightly different. It's one of the main differences in the counts of players. So the blue's turn, and what are we going to do? Now we've got 3 actions we can do now. So we could do the journey action, the black resource, and we can do the city. But the order's really important, because if I activate the black one now, I'm going to get 1 resource, but the journey action may give me more resources. So what I'm going to do is, to do the journey action, I go to a location, but there are no locations, so I get to take the top one off the pile and I reveal it. So the top one's going to go over here, and as you can see, this has got fans and lamps, which are types of factories that you can build from here, and it's also got these ships. So this has got a black ship with 2 down arrows. The arrows basically represent how many you get, so it's the player count minus the arrows. We're a 2-player game, there are 2 arrows, so that means 2 minus 2 is 0, but you always get at least 1. So in the 2-player games, you pretty much are going to end up with 1 a lot of the time. This just has 1 arrow, so 2 minus 1 is 1, but again, we're only going to have 1. I can now place my representative on this location, and because of that, I can either build one of the factories or take one of the ships. I'm going to take the black ship because I'm about to activate my black ring, so it makes sense because now I'm going to get 2. So that's the blue token done. We're going on to the black one, and I'm going to activate the resource, which means I'm going to get 2 tokens of this type because I have 2 ships. I'm now finally going to take my city action. And city action allows you to either spend resources to move up the track or to take new tokens to put into your wheel. The pink, green and black resource tokens are free to take, but these ones cost money. City costs 1, the journey costs 2, the tool costs 3 and the bonus costs 4. Now, I'm really keen on doing lots of journeys because I want to get factories, I want to get more resources, and I want to push myself up this track. So I'm going to pay 2 resources to take a journey token, and I think that because my green one's gone and the black one's here, I'm going to spend the black resources because also I can get black more, and that's going to give me this token. So at the end of my turn, I can now spend cogs to move the cubes. I don't have any. I get my upkeep. I'm not getting any upkeep. I can now place this disc. I'm going to place it in the middle because I really want to hammer this in, and this is going to come around 50% of the time. So I'm now going to rotate my wheels to symbolize the end of my turn. This one's coming round. This is coming round. That's the end of the blue player, and we're over to red. And red is in a different situation. Red is now not doing journey because we didn't push the blues. We were pushing the tools. They're not here yet. So I'm basically able to do black and green resource, which is going to give me 1 green and 1 black. But I can also do a city action. And I feel like I just want to get a lot of resources. And a good way to do that is to get the bonus token, because the bonus token allows you to amplify how powerful other tokens are. This costs me 4, so I'm going to spend 4 of my greens, I'm going to spend 1 of the black, and I'm going to take this token. That's the end of my 3 actions. I've got no cogs, I can't influence the cubes, so I'm going to put this into here and rotate these round. Now, it's always good, even if you don't have cogs, just to kind of keep track of all of these things, just to make sure you don't make mistakes, because I guarantee you I will start missing things as we get further into the game. It's the end of another round, so we've already done 2 rounds. We're on the 3rd round, so we're what, a 5th of the way through the game roughly. We're on the blue player, and no one has really done too much yet, but now the blue player can do double journeys, which means that the blue player can go to 2 locations and get black resource. We want to do the locations first because the black resources, again, we might get more. So we can't stay on the same location card. So we're going to do one of our journey actions to take another card and place it here. This one is just going to give us a green, but this has an up arrow, which means we're actually going to put 3 green ships onto this one. 2 for the player count and 1 because it's an up arrow. And we can also, again, build fans, and we can also build compasses. So I'm going to move over here for my first movement and take one of the green green's ships. And now I think for the second one, I might just go back and take another one because I really want to push up how many resources I'm going to get. The green one will be here soon, and this is going to give me a lot. My last action is my black activation. I get 2 of them, so I'm going to add 2 of the obsidian tokens into my pool. You'll notice I call them black, green, and pink. I just find it easier. The pink ones are energy, the black one's obsidian, the green one's a mycelium, but I'm never going to remember that. So the end of the blue's turn, again, no cogs. You get cogs by building factories. No one's built any factories yet. So I'm simply going to rotate my wheels on. And I feel like building factories is something that we need to start doing because otherwise, no one's going to score any points. If you don't move the cubes, everything's worth nothing. Red player is aware of this. Red players now got their bonus token, they've got an upgrade token, and they're trying to build more of an engine. They're trying to equip themselves in a situation. I mean, blue over here is doing a lot of journey stuff and getting resource locations, but red, I think we want to be pushing the strength of our board. So because I now have this bonus token, that means that I can basically do one of these actions an extra time, but I have to activate this first. So I'm going to use the bonus token to do the upgrade token twice, and the upgrade token effectively allows you to turn things over. So to do that, I'm going to turn over the bonus token and I'm going to turn over the city token, which is my upgrade action, which I've done twice because I used the bonus on it. And now they're on the gold side. And the gold side effectively means you can use that token twice on a turn. Now you can only ever do a maximum of 4 actions. So if all of these were upgraded, I could still only do one of them twice and the others would be once. But having them in the middle means that you're always going to have a more powerful thing going on. So that's the bonus done, the upgrade's done, I've got my journey action, so now I'm going to go somewhere. And now I need to make a decision. I could come here and I could take a green ship. Or I could take a random location and go there, or I could come here and build one of these factories. But if you go where another player is, then it's going to cost you 1 resource. So I think that what I want to do is, again, I want to get some resources, and I think I'm okay with green. Ideally, I'd like to get black. So maybe we go for a random one and hope it's going to have black. I mean, there's only 3 colours, so you've got a good chance. Or maybe I want to build a factory so I can start getting some cogs. But at the moment, I don't really have too much of a plan for that. So I think I'm going to take a random location and, oh my goodness, as you'd expect, green and red, no black. So that is typical. So we've got 2 players -2, so we're going to get 1 red. Oh, sorry, -1, which is 1 red. We're going to get 1 green over here. So the red player is choosing whether they want to take the red one or the pink one, the green one, or whether we just want to take one of these, because I mean, ideally we wanted black. So if we want to take these factories, then they're going to allow us to build more advanced resources that cost stuff. Now the compass over here costs a black and a green. The lamp over here costs 2 pink and a black. Now, I don't think that I want to go down the advanced route, like the super advanced route of paying 3 resources for stuff. So I think that if we go for the compass, that's green and black, and then we can push ourselves into getting green and black. Black will allow us to go up this track, green will allow us to go up this track. The green and black will give us a little bit to go up this track, and that feels like a good plan. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I get to put my factory over here. You'll see that some of them have 1 cube and some of them have 2. So the first person to put a thing there is going to get 2 of them, and then the next one there is only going to get 1. So I'm going to get 2 of the compasses, which I get to place over here next to my piece. It doesn't matter where they go, but I like to put them in a place where they're somewhere close to the resources. Uh-oh, disaster, it's all gone wrong. I like to put them somewhere where they're close to the resources that generate them, just for reference. So now I've got the ability to build 2 compasses if I spend blacks and greens and use the action. I've also revealed a cog, so now every turn I can, oh, what am I doing? Ah, disaster, this is why you don't do this on video. I'm going to get a cog every turn, so that's the end of my turn. We've done our journey, we've done our double upgrade, we used the bonus on it, we finished our turn. We don't have cogs to spend, but we do now get a cog upkeep, so I get 1 cog, and I can now rotate these round. Let's try and move past the fact that I'm just wrecking everything and destroying everything. We totally don't need to worry about that. It's the end of red's turn, we're coming back over to blue, another one of these tokens is coming off. We're in the 4th round. We're basically a quarter of the way through the game, and the blue player needs to start getting some factories. I mean, we said we're going to go for factories and we're just not getting them. This turn, it looks like we're going this way. I mean, we could get black and get 2 more black, but then, like, I'd rather use the tool, I think, and start upgrading. So maybe we can use our city action. Oh my goodness, we've got no location action this turn. That's a way away. So we can activate our pink, so we could get 1 pink resource, and then we could do the upgrade action. I think I'm going to do the upgrade action on the location token, on the journey token, so next turn I can do that twice. And now I'm going to do the city action, which is going to allow me to take another token. The question is, which token do I want to take? I feel like I'm going to need to be getting more resources, so possibly black. I feel like we've pushed ourselves into black, so I might take another black resource token so that I can put it into this mid-wheel so we can start getting a few more resources each turn. So I've done the upgrade, I've done the pink, I've done the city, end of turn. I don't have any cogs, so we're really not influencing this track, which is really surprising. It's not great, but none of us have really got the factories yet. I'm going to place my cog, I'm going to rotate this wheel round, I'm going to replace this one round to here, I'm going to bring this one round to here. It's the end of my turn, and now we're over to red. So red now has cogs, and red can now use the cogs to influence their track and rotate it round. Red can now start using it to do all sorts of things, but the question is, what is our plan? We want to get cogs. Maybe we want to start pushing the track, actually, because next turn this is going to come off that will reveal a second cog. So at the moment it costs 1 cog to move a cube, but if we're next turn it's going to cost 2. So maybe this turn we're going to use our cog to actually influence the track a little bit to try and get some points. So it looks like we're doing a journey action, a tool action, and then a double city action. So what can we do with that? We are over on this track, so we could come over and get a green resource, or maybe we want to get more factory pieces so we can start getting more cogs and having more control. We were going to go down the simple route with red. I mean, we wanted to go down the black route, but we're just not getting it. I think maybe we'll just do another random. Let's take another random one for red using our journey action, and this time we do get a black, so that's going to be useful. Oh my goodness, another disaster. 1 black over here, 1 red over here. Red's going to move their token over here, take the black one and put it onto this track. So we are now starting to get that black generation, which was our cloud action. We've got the upgrade action, and maybe we could use the upgrade action on this black token here. So next turn we're going to start getting more black resources, and now we've got the city action which we can do twice. Now we don't have enough resources to move up the track yet, so I'm thinking that we could use these to we could take more tokens, but we don't have much resources to take other tokens either. So I feel like we're just going to take some resource tokens. We want to get for green and we want to get black. We've doubled up a black, so possibly taking a green is going to be a good start, and maybe spending our last resource to get another city token so that eventually we can start doing this a bit more. So we're going to do a double action to take those 2. We've done our journey, we've done our upgrade, so that's the end of the turn. But now we do have a cog, and at the moment it only costs 1, so we're going to spend our cog, and I think that we're going to move this one down. So this is going to start putting points into the blue, this black section where the red player is. And not only do you get to move a cube down, but you also get to remove a cube from one of the other sections from the board. And as the blue player has already pushed himself into this hole, I feel like we might as well take one of these away. So now the blue player's maximum score from this track is going to be 9 and not 12, which is already, like, you know, you can start to influence the scores that other players can get. So that's the end of the turn over here, and we get to place our 2 discs. So I feel like we want to get the city track over here, so it's in this middle track, so that we start to get it more often. So we're not just dependent on this one, and I think we're going to put the green resource in here. So again, we're getting more resources each turn, and then we're going to turn our wheel round. So we're going to move this around to here, we're going to move this to here, and we're going to move pink down to here. Okay, so that's the end of red. I'm going to stop trying to align these things. I am never going to get it right. That's the end of red's turn. It's on to blue. We are now... Oh, but red is meant to now be getting cog income. I forgot. I don't know if I forgot that last turn. No, I think I did it because we had a cog. We just used the cog. So yeah, so I get 1 cog upkeep. So because this is visible at the end of the turn, I get 1 cog upkeep. I'm going to forget that so many times. So we're over to blue. This token's coming off, and blue is now getting to think about what they want to do. Blue really needs to just start getting some points. This has really hurt us. This is not great. We want to get up this track, but obviously it's already starting to suffer a little bit. So I think blue is going to do some journey actions to start getting more stuff. Like, we want to pump up, and then possibly we could do a green and black resource generation. So maybe with my journeys, I'm going to do 1 journey to a new location, which will be the last one. Let's just see if we can move these up here a little bit. So that's going to be the last location that comes out. This one's got black, and it's also got 1 green. So the player counts do have a different number of these card locations. So in 3 and 4 players, you do have more cards. It's random which ones you get, so you never know if you're going to have the right resources or things, or the quantity of each you have. Which isn't great, but it's not too bad, I guess. So I'm going to take this black one here, I think, because... Or do we take the green? No, let's take the black. Let's keep our black and green fairly equal. So that's 1 journey location. And then my second journey location, I feel like now is the time I need to start getting some factories. So the question is, what type of factory do I want? The fans over here are green and black, which is what I've got a lot of, but it's also what red's been going for. I could go for the pistons, so I could do a switch. The pistons are more expensive. They also cost pink resource, but then I could switch into this track. And maybe that's going to be a good option for me now. So I feel like I want to go for the pistons. However, oh my goodness, we've already messed up because the only pistons are where we are here and here, and I can't stay on the same location. And if I come over to this one, then I have to pay a resource because another player is there. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go there, I'm going to pay 1 random resource, and then I'm going to put 1 of my factories over on the piston location, and then I'm going to take 2 of these. I'm going to again put them face up, and these ones I'm just going to put in the middle because they cost everything, and let's at least have them the right way round. And that's the end of my journey action. I'm going to now do my, I want to do my black and greens because that way I'm going to get, 6 resources, and that's going to be good. But equally, the pink is about to disappear, but it's in the middle, so I guess I'm not too worried about it. I do have some at the moment, but do I want to do the upgrade action and upgrade this so I can start doing more stuff? I think right now the important thing for me is to get the resources. So I'm going to do the black and the green, which means I'm going to get 3 of each. So I'm going to get 3 green resource, and I'm going to get 3 black resource. Now, that's the end of my turn. Again, I don't have any cogs, so I can't influence the track, and now it costs 2, but I am going to get 1 from upkeep. So I do get to have a cog, and to end my turn, obviously, I'm going to move my wheels around 1 space, and we're going to continue with the game. We're moving over to red. And things are starting to get interesting because as these cubes move around, people start to adapt their strategies. You start to change what you're doing. Like, we wanted to go up this track, but now blue's probably going up this track. Red is starting to wonder what they want to do. Are they going to keep going up this track? Are they going to start pushing this track? Like, we don't have any resources, but we do have some fans, which might be useful. Oh, we just want to generate resource right now. We just need to get resources. And we're in a good place to do that because we've got our bonus token, we've got the gold token, we've got the pink, and we've got the green. So the question is, what resources do we want? But we aren't going to get many because we haven't got many tracks. So I need to do the bonus one first, and the bonus one is going to allow me to do +2 on something or +1 on 2 things. I think that we could do it on... Let's see, we need green and black for this, so it makes sense to get some green. But if I come over to get green, I can't do black. So I think I'm going to have to do black and pink, unless I do the tool. Now, I think I'm going to do black and pink. So I'm going to use the double upgrade on pink, which is going to allow me to do 3 pinks and 2 blacks. However, you can only do 4 actions on a turn. So I'm going to do 2 blacks and 2 pinks. 2 pinks is going to give me 2 because I've got 1 of them, and 2 blacks is going to give me 4 because I've got 2 of them. So that's going to be the end of that turn. I do have a cog, but it now costs 2 to move up on this track. So I'm not going to be able to do that. And I think I'm going to save it. So in my upkeep, I'm going to get another cog. This is going to move round 1. This is going to move round. And this is going to move round. So, end of my turn, back over to blue. We're now on the 6th round. We're rushing through this game and no one's really scored any points. Nothing's really happened over here. We do need to make that kind of right. So, I think that blue is now in a position to do that. We can do the tool action. So the tool action, which we've been using to upgrade, you can also use to build these. So you can either build one of each or all of one type. So I am going to spend 2 pink, 2 black and 2 green with a tool action, which is going to allow me to build these up. But I do want to do a journey action, and I can't do the tool action and the journey action because they're not in a line. But then the double journey action's coming round. So I think for now, the best thing for me to do is to, oh, but do I want to use it to upgrade this so I can start doing, no. We're going to use this and we're going to spend 2 pink, we're going to spend 2 black, and we're going to spend 2 green. And this is going to allow us to build these pistons up. So we're going to turn over the pistons and they're now built. So that's going to be our first action. Our next action is going to be to use the black resource over here, which is going to activate this, which is going to give us 1, 2, 3 black resources. That puts us on to 6. And our final action is the city action. Now, I could take a disc, but at this point, I feel like going up on the tracks is going to be worth it. So I'm going to use this, and we're going to go up on this track, which costs either 1 piston or 1 lamp. I've got a piston, so I'm going to take my blue disc, I'm going to put it on here for this action, and it costs 1. So these ones turn back over, and now it can be rebuilt. So they work slightly differently. Like once you've got the factories, you can just basically give them the resources and convert them into stuff. You can also convert them into cogs, which can be really useful. And in fact, I'm half tempted to do that now, but I don't think I will. So that's going to be the end of my turn. I've only got 1 cog. It costs 2 cogs to influence the things. I am going to get another cog for my upkeep. So hopefully soon I'm going to be able to start influencing that. I'm going to move this round. I'm going to move this on. I'm going to move this on. And hopefully we're getting this right every turn. We're over to red. And red, red has seen that blue's done a switch. And red is equally kind of eager to start getting some points. So we've got some black here now, and we've got 3 city actions potentially, or we've got a pink and a double black in a city, or 2 cities and a black and a pink. You can't activate 2 upgraded slots for 2 actions each. So I can either use this as an upgrade and then use these individually, or use this as an upgrade and use these individually. So what are we going to do? We're not doing journey stuff. So if we do city action twice, what are we going to gain? We could, I mean, this is going to cost us 2 and then it's going to cost us 4. So I don't think we can afford to go up twice. So we're going to do 1 city action, which is going to cost us 2 black resources. And that's going to move us up on that track 1 space. We're then going to do 2 black resources. So we're going to get 2, we're going to get 4 black obsidian, and then we're going to do the pink, which is going to give us 1 energy token. But now at the end of the turn, I have 2 cogs. It costs 2 cogs to influence the cubes. So again, I'm going to ditch 2 cubes. I'm going to bring this down to start pushing the black track up. And I think this time, I'm going to take away 1 of the cubes from this end track to start reducing this one down. So now blue's going to have to start deciding which one they're going to go for. And they need to start pushing it up, because otherwise, I'm going to have complete control over them. I end my turn. I'm going to take a cog because of my upkeep. I'm going to rotate my 2 wheels round, and now I'm going to go on to the next player. Blue, we take 1 off. We're on round 7. We're nearly halfway, and blue needs to get cogs and factories. I mean, blue is losing the political war over here, and his representatives are not doing well on these tracks. So what are we going to do? We need to get factories. That means locations. We're doing double location, single location, and the green resource, so we can go to 3 places. The question is, what types of factories do we want? We're producing a lot of green and black, so possibly getting some fans are going to be good. We could go all out green and just go for wings, but wings are where we are again every time. There's only one wing location in this set of cards. So fans, where can we get the fans from? Or sorry, compasses. They're not fans, these are the compasses. We could get compasses from here, but red's already got one. We could get compasses from here. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use our first action to come over here to put one of these onto here, destroy our board once again, kill our representative, and we're going to take 2 of the compass tokens, and wherever they are, we're going to put those over here, and then we're going to do our next action. Our next action, I mean, we're trying to get some pink resources. So possibly we're good to, and we're really pushing the green and black. So what I'm thinking is we could come over here and we could get the pink one. And putting the pink one here means we're going to start getting more pink resources, which will help us with our pistons. And then for our third journey action, I think we're going to move back here. And I think we're going to place another factory down. And we're going to place this one on the compass as well, which means we can now build 3 compasses, but we also now have a cog income of 2. We're now going to get the generation of our green resources, which is 3. So that's going to give us 5 green resources in total and 6 black. So whilst we're not in such a good position scoring wise right now, we are starting to get a good system in place for generating stuff. Now I've got 2 cogs, but now as we're in the next round, it costs 3 cogs to move the representatives, the cubes. Sorry, the politicians, the cubes. So I can't move them. So I'm going to have to just stick with those. And I do now get an upkeep of 2, so I'm starting to get more cogs in now. My knowledge is increasing, and this is possibly going to help me starting to catch up as this plays through. We're over to the red player, and the red player has seen that blue is now starting to build more of an engine, and we need to start doing something ourselves. I mean, we've got 3 pink, we've got some black, we don't have the green to start building these fans, but we do have the ability to push ourselves further and further up this track. We've got our double bonus, so maybe we want to go on a journey. Maybe we push ourselves up on the journey track using the bonus, so we get +2 because it's the gold side, which allows us to do the journey 3 times, and then we can use the green. So I think that's what we're going to do, and what we probably want is, because we want black and green, there's no more black up here. So I think we could just scoop up some of these resources. That might be a good option for us, because that's going to also make it harder for the blue player. So I think we're going to move over here for one of our actions and take a green. We're then going to move up here for another of our actions and take a green. And for our third action, I think that possibly we want to get something else to start getting another cog out. So where do we want to go? I mean, fans, also the compasses are where we've been going. As again, I'm in the compass spot. I've just messed it up for myself. This guy's taken the other compasses, so we can't do that. But we are generating green and black. So what else could we do? We could go for wings. Maybe we could come over and get wings, because we know blue is getting a lot of green. So maybe we can come over here and then we can put our factory over here, which is going to give us 2 wings, and equally at the same time deny those to the blue player, who we know is kind of wanting them, because the blue player is creating a lot of green resource. But so are we. So actually that's quite useful for us. And now as our 4th action, we activate our greens, and now we've got 3 of them. So we're going to get 3 green resource. So we've got quite a bit of resource coming in ourselves. We're not quite in the same situation, but I feel like it's going well for us. I feel like the red player is going to be able to push themselves up this black track and also possibly go up this track. So maybe now we need to stop focusing on these cubes and make these ones score more and start punishing these ones, so we can join the blue on this track, punish him on this track, and get a few side points from over here. I don't know. That's going to be the end of my turn. I've only got 1 cog, so I can't spend cogs to influence the cubes. So I'm going to rotate these round, and then I'm going to take my upkeep of cogs, and this time round I'm going to get just 1, so that brings me up to 2. It's the end of my turn. We come over to blue, another one comes off. This is the 8th round. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. So we're basically, this will be the last round before we hit halfway. Blue player is going to go. And what is blue player doing? Blue player has not really got many extra discs. I mean, I guess we've got 1, 2, 3 empties, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not too different, but the decisions here are being made for me. I've got city, I've got pink, and I've got black. I need to get another tool, because the tool is what allows me to convert these into the resources that allow me to go up the track. So I think this time I'm going to use the city action to spend 3 resources to get one of these tools. Now the question is, which 3 resources do I want to spend? I need pink badly, and I need black for both. So green is probably my most spendable, but oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get rid of them. I think I'm going to get rid of 1 black and 2 green. So that's going to be getting the upgrade tool. Now I've got pink and black, which I just get the resources for. So I'm going to get 2 pink resources, and then I'm going to get 3 black resources. Now that's going to end my turn, but I have 4 cogs, and now I can spend 3 cogs, which is so important to start getting some points. And I want to push myself up on this track, and I'm going to deny the red player over here by taking one of the cubes. So now I'm starting to score some points, and that's feeling better. I get 2 cogs as an upkeep, and we get to move these around, and we get to place our disc. So this is feeling slightly better now. I really don't know who's going to win. I feel, I want this tool, but we're going to get another one. So what I think I'm going to do is I could put it in the middle so it comes up more often, and maybe that would be a smart thing to do. But I feel like putting it here, having it opposite, basically there's always going to be a tool in that outer ring. So possibly that's going to be more beneficial for me. And next turn, that's something that maybe I want to use. I don't think I'm going to need to use so much black next turn. So we'll see, but that's the end of blue. We're over to red, and we need to start spending some resource. Like, we don't want to just have loads of resource and not get anything. Blue is slowly getting up on these tracks and getting points. So what are we going to do? We've got our double city. We've got green or journey, and then we've got green. I mean, if we do journeys, what are we going to do? We could get something else that's going to give us another cog, and maybe one more journey at this point is going to be a good move. I think that makes sense. We don't need to do 2 lots of green. We've already got some. So I think one more journey somewhere just to get a factory. I'm not too fussed about what. This one's compass, which we've been doing. So maybe I come over here. Maybe I put another one of these down over here, which is just going to give us 1 compass this time because it's a second slot with just 1 square. But that does give me 2 cog income, so that's good. I'm going to activate the green, which is going to give me 3 resources because I've got 3 ships over here, and now I get to do my double city action. What do I want to do? I feel like I need to get more stuff happening. Like, again, like, I'm not really getting points. I need to push myself up. So what do I need to do that? I mean, can I just go up now? This is going to cost 4. I guess I've got 4. But I can't really do it twice. So maybe I'm going to do 1. I'm going to spend 4 resources, and that's going to push me up that track 1 space. So that's okay. That's getting me up there 1. And now with the second action, maybe I take another disc. The question is, what disc? Do I take a tool so I can start converting these more often? Do I want to take more resources so I can get more resources more often? I feel like we've got 1 black, we've got 1 pink. Next turn we're going to have the double, we're going to have the black, we're going to have the tool. Maybe I need to get more pink, but then I don't need pink for anything. I'm not going up any tracks with pink. It's really difficult. Maybe I've got 2 cities. I feel like maybe another tool. That's going to cost me 3 resources though, and I don't want to really go up that path. So I'm just going to take another resource, and I'm going to take another black, and I'm just going to put it there, and that's going to be the end of my turn. So do I want to use my cogs? I've only got 2, it costs 3 to do something, so I'm going to do my cog upkeep. It's going to give me 2 cogs. I'm going to rotate my wheels, and I'm going to place my disc. So the question is, where am I going to go? I feel like I'm starting to slip a little bit now. I'm going to put it in here just so that we have more stuff to choose next turn. But I need to start getting up those tracks. Like, this track doesn't score as much as those tracks. This is only scoring 4, and these ones are already on 4. So I need to get up this track. I need to get these resources, which means more green resources, really. But I don't know, we'll see. Red's done, so we're now moving on to round 9, and blue is in a place where blue really needs to start turning these over as well. We've got double journey action, and there's a double journey action going to help us right now. We don't want to get the resources, but maybe maybe we want to get a third cog and have real control over the board, but that's so expensive. Doing 2 actions to get another cog every turn. I mean, we've still got a lot of turns, so maybe that's a smart move. But what else could we do? We could do pink activation and black activation to get some resources. We could do a tool activation, and a tool activation now would be really useful because the tool activation would allow us to flip those. We've got 1, 2, 3 black, 1, 2, 3 green. So I feel like a tool activation is a smart thing to do. So next turn we have some fans and we can start moving up that fan track. So I think I'm going to do a tool activation and I'm going to upgrade this entire row. That might not be the best of moves, but right now that feels like something I want to do. I'm getting a lot of resources, I'm not using them, I'm not keeping up on the tracks. That means I'm going to do pink activation, which means I'm going to get 2 more pink resource, which will help us slowly with our pistons. And now we get our double journey location. And it really comes down to a simple thing. Do I want to get it so I can get more resources, or do I want to get more factories? I don't really need pink. I'm already on this location, so I'd have to go away and come back to get this one. So I'm going somewhere. If I'm going somewhere, I might as well come here, because that way I can put another factory here and get a piston, which would allow me to start building 3 of them at a time, should I ever get that many resources. And now I can either come back here and block off the green, which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go for the 3rd cog. So we're going to put that there. That's going to give us 2 fans. And 2 fans, I mean, oh my goodness, we destroyed the pile again. We're probably not going to build them. They're pink and black. And I guess we have started getting a fair bit of pink. Do I dare try and restack this pile? I think I'm going to. So this is going to be giving me... Potentially I might get fans, I'm not too worried, but having that 3rd cog seems useful. I do have 3 cogs now, so it's the end of my turn, I've done my actions. Am I going to influence again, because it's going to cost 3 cogs to do it? And I feel like at the moment it's the right thing to do, and the pistons are starting to come up, so I feel like I'm going to do one over here and I'm going to take this one off, and that's going to cost me 3 cogs. So now red is stuck with this being a maximum of 4 points, and this is already worth 8, so this is really powerful for me. That's the end of my turn. My income is going to be 3 cogs, so I get them back. I'm going to rotate the wheel round, and I'm starting to feel like, I don't know, I feel like blue is starting to slip ahead now slowly. I feel like blue's got a good engine in place, and red knows it, and red really needs to start catching up. But red can now start doing this as well. I mean, what do we need? We need 3 black, to upgrade these, and we need to have 4 green for these. So, I mean, we can nearly do this, I think. We have to use our bonus one first. If we do our bonus one, then we want to use that probably on... I think that we need to get some resources. We just need to pump ourselves up. We need lots of green, and we need some black. We've got a fair bit of green, so I don't think we care about green. But how much do we care about black? I feel like we don't have much black here, so I feel like I want to possibly push my black stuff up, just really cap it out to give us a lot of options for next time round. I mean, this tool is going to stay around for a while, right? But the bonus is going to disappear. This is going to go back off, so the tool will be here for 2 turns. So let's do that. Let's use the bonus on the blacks. We use the black 3 times. That's going to give us 6. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black resources. Then we're going to use the tool, and the tool is going to allow us to activate this 1 slot. This is going to cost us 3 green and 3 black. So 3 black, 3 green, and now we've got 3 fans made as well. So that is feeling fairly strong for us. I feel like the 3 fan switch is going to allow us to go up this column. So at the end of my turn, I'm now going to spend some cogs, and I've got a bunch of cogs. I'm going to spend 3, and I feel like I'm going to prepare to go up this track, move that down 1, and I'm going to sacrifice this cube off to stop blue being able to push that anymore. So now we've got a balance. How much is blue and red going to balance out on these 2 tracks versus blue and red going up on this one? That is the end of red's turn. We're going to move everything round 1 space. We're going to get our cog income, which is nowhere near as strong as the other player. We're only going to get 2 on that. It's the end of the turn. We move over. We're going to go into round 10. You can quickly see how we're getting to the end of this game. We're 2/3 of the way through. And blue needs to start pushing up these 2 tracks. We've built our fans. We've got a piston. We've got our city action. We've got our upgrade action. We've got our journey action. I don't think we care so much about the journey actions anymore. But with that said, we don't want to get more black resources. We want to use the tools. If we use the tool, then we could switch another piston. We could switch the fans. Getting 2 more pistons would allow us to go up here twice. So I think what we're going to do is, what are we going to do? That is a good question. I think that we're going to come down this path. We're going to use our city action. And with the city action, I think we're just going to go up the piston path once, which is going to cost us 1 of the pistons. We're going to turn that over. I really hope these are called pistons, otherwise this is going to be ridiculously embarrassing. So we've done our city action. We've gone up this track 1 space. We're now going to do our journey action. And with our journey action, I mean, we might as well come over here. We might as well come and get this pink because we are using pink for these pistons. We could also use them for the fans. So suddenly pink has become quite powerful for us. I feel like we're spreading out too much. We're not specializing enough, but that's possibly okay. And then with our tool action, now, I think that we could just upgrade stuff. And actually, we don't have greens. So we could just switch over our 2 fans, but I think it's going to be better to switch over to city tokens, so next term onwards we can start using that twice. So that's going to be the end of blue's turn. We've got 3 cogs. Are we going to influence the tracks anymore? I think that blue, oh my god, blue is really unsure. Like, spending 3 cogs, we could be rotating our wheels, we could be switching our tokens with these cogs, but we're really pushing the tracks. And I feel that blue has to push this down. Blue has to be convinced that they can win this track. But blue is also concerned because red has a cheap, easy track over here with a lot of resource and could get high up. And if you get this one, this is gonna, so these 2 are a bit different. I don't know if we've been over these, but these score you through position times space number. These ones score you for your highest or your lowest. So this would be your highest times this number. This would be your lowest times this number. If you've got some off the board, then they're 0. So that's, unless you've got them all on the board, the lowest ones don't matter. But the highest one, red could actually be going for. So I think we're going to ditch one of these cubes to stop red getting too high on one track and scoring extra points on this, because this feels like it's going to be close. But that's the end of my turn, and I think that now it's time to rotate the board. So we're going to rotate these on, and we're going to get our cog upkeep, and our cog upkeep this time around is going to be 3. So getting 3 cogs every turn is allowing me to have quite a good amount of control on this. But red is also getting 2, and red has got quite a lot of stuff in front of them and has got these fans built. And we're now at a point where we could do 3 city actions or a tool action. So where are we going to go? This is where it starts to get tough. I mean, I could get a whole bunch of black resource before this disappears, but I do have some. Wow, okay, I think we need to get ahead of blue on one of these tracks. And I think the double city action right now would be really good. So it's going to cost me 1 fan and 1 fan. So I'm going to spend 2 fans to go up this track. However, which is 2 actions. But because the blue player's in front of me, I have to spend 1 resource of any colour. And I think I'm going to spend black because I have, well, pink, because I'm not using pink. So I'm going to ditch a pink to move next to blue. And then with the second one, because I go ahead, I don't need to spend a resource. So now I'm ahead. Blue will have to spend extra resources to catch up. So that's a double trick up the path. So now I can either do 2 blacks, I could do a black and a tool, or I could do another city and a pink. I mean, maybe I could put the pressure on. Maybe this is the point where we do the switch. So maybe I do a 3rd city action using this one, and I spend, maybe I spend 4 black to come up this path. So I'm going to spend 4 black and come up this path with the 3rd one. Now the question is, do I want pink? I don't feel like I'm going to use pink. Do I want a tool action? What can I do with a tool action? you can upgrade one in each pile, so maybe that's a good bet, because I can upgrade a wing for 2, and I can upgrade a fan for a black and a green, so that's going to be it. So I'm going to do the tool action as my 4th action, which is going to allow me to flip one of each type. I only have 2 types, it's not overly efficient, but it does allow me to keep applying the pressure. And what's really important is, as you go up these tracks, having more of these things and having a diverse set of these things is really helpful. I've got 3 cogs left, and you know what? I'm going to push myself up this track because I feel like I'm now going to take the lead on this one over blue. And am I going to take another cube off? Where am I going to take a cube off from? I can see that blue does have a bunch of pink, and I don't know if they're going to go up this track. Possibly they're going for worst player ever award. And I just don't see this coming into it in this game at the moment. So I feel like I'm going to take one of these off, because I know I'm not going up this track. So that's going to be the end of my turn. That cost me my 3 cogs. I get 2 cogs back in upkeep. I get to rotate the wheels round. I'm going to move them on. And we are getting close to the end of the game. I mean, this is it. What we are now? 11? So 11 of 16, I think it is. So the blue player really is falling behind at this point and needs to push up. But the blue player is in a good spot. I feel like the blue player could do well. The biggest challenge is we've gone for this mass kind of location thing, and now we're not really using it to our favor. Like, we don't care about influencing the cube, so having too many cogs now isn't going to be too great for us. There's not too much left in regards to resources either, and building more things, like we're struggling to build the ones we've got. So it's possible that now is the time to spend some cogs to switch things. Like, oh, but it's so difficult because we've just passed this, and this means it costs more. So now it costs 2 cogs to rotate a wheel, or 3 cogs to switch the position of 2 things. But I don't think that this is going to be very helpful for me anymore. And what I really want is I really want to get more city stuff, so I can start doing more upgrades, but I need more resources, which means I need more tools. I've run out of options. Like this turn, I really just need more resources, and I think to get more resources, I'm gonna have to do some mastery of some sort, because I'm not getting enough. My problem now is I'm really restricted in how much I get. I feel like I'm going to spend 2 cogs, so 1 cog plus the extra cog, and I'm going to rotate this wheel around here, because I feel like I want to just get some more resource. I'm pretty much going to have to use this, and using this is going to be a frustration because there's not so much useful stuff that I can get from it at this point. I mean, I could get that other cog, but do I really need it? Or do I get the extra green? But then, I mean, I'm using some green, but I'm not using that much green. Maybe the extra cog is the way to go because it's just going to be simpler. Maybe I can get that wing as well whilst I'm at it. So maybe I come up here and I get the green, and then I put the green down here, and then I come back here and I put one of these here. So I'm not getting the extra cog, but I am getting a wing, and a wing is something which I potentially can start making if I start activating this green a bit more. So that's my double locations. My pink one's going to activate. It's going to just give me 3 pink resource. And now the tool action is going to come in, and I don't really have green. I'm suffering with the green. I need to get more green. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tool upgrade to upgrade the green token, which means next turn I'll be able to get more and more of that resource. I only have 1 cog. I spent my cogs. I can't influence the track. I've done my turn. I'm going to move everything round. I'm going to move on, and it's starting to really break down. I'm going to get 3 cogs upkeep, and I'm on to red, and blue is really concerned. I feel like I'm really falling behind. We're not scoring highly. I need to be moving up this track more. Next turn needs to be a scoring turn for blue, but it's red. We're on red, and red is in an interesting position because red's just done a really good pressure round, but equally now we don't actually have much. We've got 2 resources, 2 fans and a wing, so we could go up a track 1, but I think it's time for us to get some more resource. And unfortunately, our blacks are here, our greens are here, and only here is pink. And we don't really need pink. So maybe we need to spend some tokens to move the resources. But of all of these tokens we want, this is probably the one we want to activate. So we're in a really tough spot. I think we have to do it. I think we have to move the ring round. So I think we're going to spend 2 cogs to spin the middle ring round 1 space. And now we're going to use this one to increase this by 2. So we're going to do the green one 3 times. And we have 3 of them, which actually means we're going to get 9 from this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I feel like that was a smart move to do because that's just given us a bunch of resource. We also activate the pink, which gives us another pink one. It's a short turn. We don't do too much, but we get some resource. And now our rings are going to spin. And let's just move those on before we mess them up. And we get our 2 cog income. And I feel like that was okay. It wasn't a brilliant turn, but we got a bunch of green, and that could be all that we need to clinch this game. We're coming to blue. We're going to turn over one of these. We've got 5 rounds left. This is round 12. So what are we going to do? Blue is now at a point where we've got a bunch of pink. We've got a bunch of black. We don't have the green. The green token's here because we upgraded it. And really, we want to do a double scoring round now, but we just can't afford to because we need to get these green tokens. So I feel like we need to do a double green. And then the question is, do we do the pink or the black? 5 pink versus 5 black, so it doesn't really matter. And we've got an equal number here. We've got more pink than black just. So I think we activate the black. So we're going to do a double green, which is going to give us 8 green. And now the engine is kicking in. I mean, this resource count is absolutely crazy. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8. And now the real question is, can we spend all this resource? We're going to get 3 black, which is going to put us onto 6, 7, 8. So we've got 7 pink, 8 black, and 8 green, which is crazy amounts. And we've got 1 city action left. And with the city action, I think blue is going to put on the pressure as well. Blue is going to push up one of these tracks. We don't have any pistons, but we can spend 1 fan to go up on this track. And going up on that track for 1 fan seems like a valuable thing to do. It does cost us a resource. What resource do we want to scrap? We need 5 of each. We've got loads, so I think we scrap the green one. Well, actually, no, because we need more for these. So I think we scrap one of the pink ones for now. Hopefully that's the right decision to make. We've got 4 cogs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we want to influence the tracks? We can't influence these. But now the question is, where are we going to go? I mean, we've got so many resources. We need to stop. I'm as much concerned about the red player getting points from this as I am about anything else, but I can rearrange my wheel as well. So maybe for the time being, I keep hold of them and see what happens. So I think that with that said, that's going to end my turn. I'm not going to spend the cogs. I'm going to rotate my wheels around instead. I'm going to hold on to them and we're going to hope that this works out. We're going to get a free cog income and we're going to come over to the red player. I mean, blue is living in a land of luxury over here. It's all going to kick off soon. Red is aware of that, but red is in a good state too. I mean, we don't have as many advanced resources, but we do have a good amount of stuff, and we can do 2 city actions. So what can we do? We want to keep up on this track as well. We do not want to fall behind. This one's going to cost 2. We do have 2, so we're definitely going to do 1 city action. Question is, what resources do we need? Black resources are going to help us. We've got a lot of green, but if I come over here and do black, then I'm not going to be able to do a secondary action. Unless I rotate this outer wheel, and maybe that's what I want to do. If I rotate the outer wheel, which is going to cost me 2 cogs, I can move this round 1 space. And this is going to allow me to do a city action, a double black, and a green. And I feel like at this point, that's the right thing to do. So we're going to do 2 blacks, which is going to give us 1 set of blacks. We're going to get another set of blacks, if I can pick them up. We're going to do 1 set of greens, which is just some resource. It's better than doing nothing. And then we're going to do 1 city action, which is going to push us up as the red player on this track, and we're going to turn these over. So we've spent our fans, but we've gained a little lead again. Like, I feel like we're edging ahead, we're applying the pressure. We don't have any cogs to spend, we get 2 cogs in our upkeep, our wheels are going to turn round, and we just need to keep applying this pressure. We need to keep ahead. We're going now to the 13th round, I believe we're on. We're getting so close to the end of the game, and the blue player has to spend these resources. If we end the game with all of these resources, it's going to be disastrous. Now, we've got a whole bunch of cogs. This is a nightmare. We do not want this happening, and I feel like What we need to do now is we need to switch all of these over, and the best way to switch these over is to get this tool into here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend 3 cogs, and spending 3 cogs is the 2 starting plus 1 because we've unlocked this, and we're going to now switch these in and out. So now our double journey token is just gone, and we've now got this upgrade token. And I think that, what do we want to do? I mean, we've still got this one. We could come down here and get black and green, but I feel like we want to do this double journey token here and switch some of these over. The question is, which ones? What is going to be the most efficient? I mean, if we do 1 of each, that's going to cost us 1, 2, 3, 4 green, 1, 2, 3 black, 2 pink. I think that we definitely want to do that. So we're going to do this upgrade once, and that's going to allow us to do 1 column. So we're going to do a green and a black. We're going to do a green, a black, and a pink, and then we're going to do a black and a pink, and then we're going to do 2 greens. So by doing that, that allows us to switch over 1 of each of these, and that was quite an efficient use. That's not too bad for us. That's given us quite a lot of more complex resources, and that could be all we need to win the game. I don't know. We've got 2 more actions. What are we going to do? We could use our upgrade here to upgrade this upgrade. So now, next turn onwards, we're going to be able to start using this twice. It's going to allow us to do more stuff. And now, because we've done our upgrades, we've got to do our journey location. I don't really want anything from the journey location. Like, I pushed myself into it early on, but now I've really stacked out. I guess getting this last cog could be useful. Did I spend the cogs for switching the things? I think I did. Yeah, I'm going to go with I did. So I'm going to, where am I going to go? I could go anywhere basically to put a factory. What could be useful? I mean, we are basically switching different types of things. Getting more compasses would be good. There are no more compasses. Getting another fan is okay. Another wing would be great. Another piston would be great. I guess we could go for the pistons, and then we could really push our way up the piston pile. So maybe I'm coming over here. Maybe I'm going to put this on here, and then I think I'm going to take 2 more pistons. Now, I don't know if we can push all of this. This might be too much, but it is giving us that extra cog, and if we can get this out, I mean, it's going to be spectacular. It's the end of my turn. I mean, I've got 4 cogs. Do I want to spend anything? I'm feeling less and less confident about this, and I feel like red is going to push for it, but I don't care about the other track. There's nothing that I really want to boost. So I think I'm going to take the safe bet. I'm going to spend my 4 cogs, and I'm going to boost this one down, because I feel like this is just not going to benefit anyone, but at the same time this one might, and I might be able to sacrifice some red from scoring some points from here. So that's the end of my turn. My wheels are going to move on, and I am starting to get excited by how this is going to end. We're going to get 4 cog upkeep now, which is crazy amounts of cogs, so much knowledge, cleverest race in the universe. We're over to red. And red is wondering, what is going on? Look at all this resource. Oh my god, what are we doing? We need to get this tool action. Maybe red wants to come up this path now with all of this green. We can switch these over, but the tool action is so far away. I feel like, again, we're going to spend 2 of these, and we're going to turn this round 1 just to bring this tool into action. And then we could use the double boost on the tool. I mean, that seems so inefficient. Like, oh, do we want to do that? So we can use this as a +2 or a +1 on 2 things. So I think I'm going to use the bonus as a +1 on both of these 2 things. So basically I can do them both twice. I think I'm then going to do the tool action twice, and I'm going to just flip the whole thing. But is that the right way to do it? I've only got 1 wing. I can't go up anything with 1 wing. So I'm going to use the tool action twice. The tool action twice is going to cost me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. It's going to cost me 3 black. So I'm going to switch all of these over with my double tool action, which isn't overly efficient, but it might be just enough. And then I've got a double city action. So for 1 city action, I'm going to move up here. So this one has a not equal to symbol, which means I need to do 2 different things. So I'm going to do 1 fan, and I'm going to do 1 wing, and that covers the cost. And the next one is 3 not equal to. And I do have 3 not equal to, so I think I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to push myself well up that track. I am really, really hammering up that track, and I feel Like, this is, red is now running away with this. I don't think that blue can come back, but we will see. I want blue to come back. I like blue. Blue was my favourite. Red is going to move the wheel round. Red does not have any cogs, so cannot influence anything. But I think at this point, red does not mind. I mean, 2 more cogs. The end of the turn, we're over to blue. We've got 3 rounds left. We're on round 14. And, oh my goodness, we've got all the stuff now. We've got our double city. We've got our tools. We've got our upgrades. What can we do? I mean, this is going to cost us 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So possibly this is the moment where it can go crazy for us. I mean, these journey actions are not helpful. We really probably should have switched this out. But I think we do a tool action. Our tool action on this column, we're going to spend 4 pink. We're going to spend 4 black. And we're going to spend 4 green. We are going to drain ourselves of resources. But to do that, it's going to give us 4 more pistons. And that's going to put us on to 5 pistons, which could be a huge amount of points for us. And then I'm going to use my double city action to move up this track twice, which is going to cost me 2, it's going to cost me 4. So then we can turn 2 of those back, and this is looking a little bit more like it. This is looking more promising. I've still got a journey action. I've got no more factories. I might as well come over here and take this last green resource just in case. I do have 4 cogs, but it now costs 5 cogs to influence the track. So I don't really want to spend anything on that. I'm going to turn around my wheel, and we are going to keep going on to the next player. We're going to go over to red, and red is looking at blue, and blue is now, this is going to score 32 points for blue, whilst red here is on 45, so it's getting a lot closer. Red has a real income advantage now of this, so blue does, so red needs to keep on the pressure. To go further up this track, we need to get 3 of the same thing. I don't have 3 of the same thing. I could switch these 3 over, which would cost me 3 black and 3 green, and I think I'm going to do that, but I don't have 3 black. Oh my goodness, I could come over here, but then I don't have the tool. I've got so many city actions. I've got journey actions, but the journey action's not going to help. So I've got a city action, a double city action, and a tool upgrade, but none of these things are going to help me right now. Oh my god, we've just literally stalled at this last hurdle. What can we do? What can we do? I'm looking all over the places. I mean, we can get some more tokens. Maybe just getting some more resource tokens is going to help us out a little bit. I don't know. So I feel like, oh my god. Okay, we've got a double city action. What can we do? We cannot afford black. We can do a tool action to upgrade one of these, but that's so not efficient. We could do double wing, but then we need 3 of them, so that's not going to help us. And there's no more wing. Is there more wing? No, there's no more wings that we can get. I was excited for a minute. So, what are our options? We could start going up this track with our green and pink. Maybe that's what we're going to do. Maybe we do a surprise middle track, and then we can start taking advantage of this lowest one. Maybe that's going to be a better option for us and take advantage of the fact blue did that. I think we're going to do that. Could we go up 3 spaces? It's going to cost 2, 4, and then 3 that is not equal. So that's going to be 7 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is not equal. So we've got 2 the same, 2 the same, 3 that aren't. And I think that's what we do. I think we spend these 3, and then we're just going to go up that track 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and that way we're suddenly on a new track. We're adding some new pressure, and maybe we can get some scoring from this. We've got 1 more action, which is black income. That's going to give us 2 blacks. We only have 2 cogs, so we can't influence the stuff. But maybe if we can tweak that over as well, that's going to keep us going. I feel like we're stalling out a little bit. We can get 2 cogs as an income. We're going to turn our wheels round, but oh, we just need to keep that pressure on. Maybe we burnt too early. Maybe we should have waited another turn. We are on turn 15, so they've got 2 more turns left. Blue has 4 cogs and is really starting to take control. I mean, we've got no resources, but we do have the ability, and this is not a good time for this. I mean, we've got black, we've got pink. Maybe we just need to push our resources up now. Maybe this is the time where we do a double upgrade on our resource tokens. So next turn we can just get more. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're just going to upgrade both of those. And at time we're just going to activate them once each. So we're going to get 3 pink. We're going to get 3 black. And we could still use these fans. Maybe these fans are going to help us on this track. But for this turn, there's not too much that's going to help. We're going to end the turn. We're going to move these on. And we're going to see, we get a 4 cog income. But before we get our income, do we want to spend 4 cogs? It costs 5, so we really don't. Oh my god. This last turn has not gone well for us though, because next turn we're not going to have the tool to be able to convert these to get the pistons. Okay, red is going to go, and red just needs to keep applying the pressure. This is the second to last turn. We have the ability to do some tool upgrades. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 green. Can we get some more green resource into this section? We don't care about this. We could rotate this wheel, which is going to cost us 2 cogs. We rotate this wheel for 2 cogs, then... Oh, but the question is... Yes, I think that's what we want to do. We want to rotate this wheel for 2 cogs. So that gives us the green. That allows us to use the the bonus on the green one. So we can do the green one 3 times. That's going to give us 9 green resource. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green resource. We can then do our tool upgrade to upgrade these 3 things, which is going to cost us 3 black and 3 green, and we can turn those over to get our 3 compasses built. That does end our turn. We've got 2 compasses left. On the next turn, what are we going to do? I have no idea. We get... Oh my god, okay, so we get our 2 cogs income. It comes over to blue for the last turn. The last one turns over, number 16. How can we get as many points as possible? We just didn't get that green resource. We struggled so much. But is there a way to use it? Can we spend these cogs to get this up? I mean, but we need lamps. We don't have lamps. Oh my goodness, we need different types here. We can't go any higher. So we have to go up this track. How far up this track can we go? We can only do 2 upgrades. So that's going to cost us 4. I mean, we do have 4. So maybe that's all we're going to do. Oh wow, that's not gone well. So what else can we do? We don't have another city token. We didn't get any more city tokens, so I can only go up a track 2 spaces. And I feel like that's going to be the one. I mean, we have to go up 1, 2. And that's 2 not the same and 2 the same. So 2 the same, 2 not the same. And that's going to push us up there. Now, oh my god, where are we putting these? We're just dropping them everywhere. This is too much on the edge. Because we're behind red, we do have to pay 2 resources. I don't know if it matters at this point, because the resources aren't going to be used for anything. We've now got... Oh, we've done 2 city actions, so we've got 2 actions left. I just don't think anything's going to matter. We could do a pink and we could do a black. That's going to give us 3 pink. It's going to give us 3 black, but it's just not going to do anything. We do have an abundance of cogs. Is there anything we can push that's going to score us more points? We're not at the highest, so the highest one doesn't help. And we're not on this track, so we just don't want this. I don't think spending these cogs on anything at this point is going to help. We could have spent them on resources. Maybe that would have been useful for us, but I think that's going to end the turn. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff left over here. That is not ideal. That is not efficient, but that ends blue. We come over to red, and red just needs to score some points. Red has got 3 fans. Red is on the city token. So can we do this? Oh, I just don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm just wondering, what are our options? What can we do? I mean, like, at this point, red basically has the ability to go up a track, I think. I'm wondering... Oh, my goodness. What can we do? What can we do? Can we go up a track? We've got 3 fans. We can go up 1 track. We do have a bunch of green, so maybe we just do that. Maybe we just go up. We go this way. We do 3 upgrades, or 3 track upgrades, and we go 1, 2, 3, which costs us 3 fans, and we just turn those over. And then maybe we do 2 on here, which just costs us 6 green. 1, 2, but that's not going to give us any points because we haven't got the cogs and we don't have anything to get cogs. So maybe we're better off not doing that. Maybe we're better off churning these into cogs, so that maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we don't want to go up on this track. Maybe we're better off not spending those. Maybe we're better off spending one of the fans to get 2 cogs. And then with our 2 cogs, at this point, oh my god, it's hard to know. I mean, if we go up here, we're going to go up 1, which is going to give us 9 points. If we can go up here a little bit, and then we can get this on here, that's going to give us 10 points. So it's arguable. I'm not 100% sure, but that gives us our 2 cogs. And now we're going to do our 3 actions. And can we go up here 3 times? 3, 6, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we don't have enough, so no, we don't want to do that anyway. Everyone's cheating, everyone's changing controls. We are just going to do what we said. We're going to spend our 3, we're going to go up on this track by 1 place, and I think that's just going to end our turn. I don't think there's anything else that's worth doing. That ends the game, and now all we have to do is add up our scores. And it seems like it could be quite close. So what have we got here? We've got 4 plus 4, so we've got 16. We've got 3 times nothing, so nothing. We've got 6 times 9, so that's going to be 54. And I think that this one's on the lowest, but no one has all of them on. So red is basically going to get 70 points. Blue has got 4 times 9, which is going to be 36, and has also got 4 times 8, which is going to be 32. So blue is going to score 68, and red is going to score 70. So there is 2 points in it, is that right? We've got 16, and we've got 54, so that's 60, that's 70. We've got 4 times that is 36. We've got 4 times that is 32, so 66. So there are 4 points in it. So that is Noria. That game ended with 4 points difference. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's an interesting game. The wheel concept is really unique and it really produces close games. Every time I've played this, the scores have been really neck and neck. And in the 2-player game, it's quite aggressive the way you influence those tracks. In a 4-player game, there's a lot more kind of variety going on, and very quickly all of those cubes have been spent. But that was Noria. It's a 2-player run through. I'm sure I made mistakes as always, so if you did notice them, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching. Ask any questions, and until next time, keep on adventuring.